start it? Okay. So my presentation is on trickshotting. It's basically something from a video game. Yeah, Alex knows what I'm talking about. Alright, so next slide. Alright, so a lot of people say that you need a lot of stuff to trickshot to play the game right, so-called. But really you don't. It's only just recommendations. There's two examples. One of them is G Fuel or Gamma. It's basically just an energy drink that's powdered and you put it in water and shake it up. And it's supposed to give you energy. There's a lot of vitamins in it, and one of the vitamins is vitamin B12, and that has a 7,082% of your daily value in it, which is kind of an overdose on vitamins. And another example is a scuff controller. It's a controller, except it has paddles on the backs that you can click instead of pressing the regular button. So you can just use your free fingers, like you hold the controller on the triggers, thumbsticks, and by the back. So you can just use your middle finger to click the paddles instead of using your thumb instead of using the right analog stick. And then go to the next one. So what you do need though, besides what you don't need, is you do need a console. And I put PS4 and an Xbox One. Those are the newest generations of consoles, and I put both of them because there will probably be a lot of controversy if I put just one of them. And then you do need a TV/electricity to play the game, which is kind of obvious. And you do need the game, which is Black Ops 2. So that's what you do need. Next slide. So what is trickshotting? Trickshotting is considered button mashing, so just clicking a lot of buttons at random, or just spinning and shooting. And many people, that's just by people who don't really like it. Like, if you get trickshotted, it's when someone shoots and then hits you with a bullet. And then, but what it really is, this is kind of like a fake definition, because there really isn't a definition to it. But what I think of it is like you press an assortment of buttons at a certain speed and in a certain order while spinning and jumping off a platform. And at the right time, when you're facing in the right direction, you shoot at someone, and then it would possibly kill them, you would hope, in the game. Yeah. So there's different types of trick shots. There is a 360, a 720, a 1080, and so forth. There's I didn't put this in there, but there's a knack, there's an insta-swap, but if you notice, I put the numbers up there. They only increase by 360 degrees each time, because if you're standing on the ground, you can't just spin. You can't spin around in a circle 2 times by spinning once, if that makes any sense at all. You can only spin 360 degrees at once, not like 720. So next slide. So who thinks of such a perfect game? This would obviously be a big argument if you are into different types of games, but the game design director for Black Ops 2, which is the game we're talking about, is David Vandahar, and he's bald. No. He put a lot of time into this game and is currently making a new game called Black Ops 3, which is another sequel to Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. He's had 3 years to work on it, and he had 1 year to work on Black Ops 2, but still put a lot of good updates into it and downloadable contents. So next slide. So who plays this game? There's a lot of people who play this game. I saw 3 people raise their hands. There's a lot of people who play this game, but if you are on YouTube, that's kind of what I'm talking about. There's clans that play this game. There's 2 of them that I've listed. There's FaZe Clan, which is this one, and I put there as of Sunday, that's their subscriber count, 3,137,933 subscribers on YouTube. Then there's the Optic Clan, which as of Sunday has 1,782,503 subscribers on YouTube. Next slide. How does trickshotting personally affect me? It really only makes me dizzy occasionally because you're spinning around at a high sensitivity. And it also helps entertain me when I'm really bored. Next slide. I will now take questions, if it permits.
Yes.
Where? Okay. Pleasure.
How many times have you done it?
How many times? A lot of times. Since I'm not gonna really put a number into it, I'm gonna put like years. So like 4 years into it. About. Tori?
How many times have you actually made it?
How many made it?
Actually.
I have like maybe like 150. I don't know. What do you say? Oh, okay. Kylie?
How does
Drop shotting? Drop shotting is basically when it's a person with a regular gun who falls to their stomach or to a prone and starts shooting at you. That would really only affect me when I'm trying to trick shot and they dodge the bullet by drop shotting. Yeah.
How did you learn? How did you learn about this? Is it just part of that game? And how did you learn about it? Hear about it?
Well, I have a favorite YouTuber on YouTube, of course, and Miss Ekri knows about him. She watched one of his videos. It's Phase Rain, and his name is actually Norden Chat, which is a pretty funny name. And when I started because one, it kind of inspired me to trick shot when I watched him trick shot. And a claymore is like a heat sensing grenade basically. And I was playing in a game with Black Ops 2, and I placed a claymore on a step so when someone walked by it would kill them so I wouldn't die. And I was like, hey, you know what, I should just go for a mid-game trick shot. And then I went for a trick shot, and someone walked right past the claymore right as I shot. And I was like, no way! And it was online, so I was like, no, I hit it! And then I was like, went back into theater mode, and I found out it was a claymore. And I was like, well, I could start trick shotting anyway, so it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Maya?
Do you no scope?
No scoping is when you don't aim in and shoot, and that's what you basically have to do to trick shot. Like if you quick scope or hard scope, it's not going to be a good trick shot. So no scoping, yes, I no scope. Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's a good question. Justin.
What type of weapons do you use?
Really, I only use snipers and maybe a submachine gun and a shotgun to get to last and to trick shot with. So I said a knack is a trick shot, and when you aim in and shoot while spinning with a shotgun, it'll knack right to your sniper. So that's basically what I use. Yeah.
What's your favorite sniper?
The DSR-50.
Oh,
Because there's a lot of damage on it.
Go on forever, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I know. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop questions.
Okay.
Right.